Hey, what is up everybody? It's Animac here for Anime Uproar, and today I will be breaking down all the latest in Black Clover, including the return of Noelle and some other overpowered characters, the truth about Yuno and Nacht's shadow magic, and the beginning of the epic final battle of the entire Spade Kingdom Saga. All the pieces are moving into place for an incredible showdown between the Dark Triad on the one side and the very strongest warriors from the Clover Kingdom on the other. The action will only get more intense from here, so let's dive into it. If you enjoy the Black Clover content on this channel and you want us to keep it going, please leave a like to let me know, it really does help. And if you're new to Anime Uproar, or maybe you just haven't subscribed yet, make this the video that you subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications. It's annoying, but you gotta go through the trouble of hitting that bell and selecting the option that says all. If you don't do that, you're still gonna miss a lot of our videos, even if you are subscribed. It's just how YouTube works. You can also hit me up on Twitter and Instagram at Anime Uproar. Finally, this video will of course contain Black Clover manga spoilers. I'm talking about the very latest in the manga, so please proceed with caution. You have been warned. In the latest installment of the story, we are back inside the captains and vice captains meeting, where Nacht explains that he can use his shadow magic to sneak warriors from the Clover Kingdom into the Spade Kingdom and strike the Dark Triad by surprise. Nacht is planning to target the Dark Triad one by one, and he will use his shadow magic and his detailed knowledge of the Spade Kingdom to get the job done. However, as I speculated in my previous Black Clover video, Nacht's shadow magic cannot teleport an infinite number of people. He can only take the strongest and most important warriors, and Jack instantly says that the choice is obvious. They can just take the Magic Knight captains. And this is because, of course, the captains are considered to be among the strongest warriors in the entire kingdom. This isn't entirely true though, since characters like Julius and Mereoleona are stronger than many captains. With that said, in his current form, Julius may not be strong enough, but they better freaking take Mereoleona. She absolutely deserves to be on this mission if we take into consideration raw power, and I think that we all can agree that we need more Mereoleona in our lives. But as soon as Jack suggests just taking the captains, Yuno stands up and begs the captains to bring him along as well. Jack says that there is no sense of taking someone who already lost to Xenon in battle, but Yuno desperately wants to save Captain William. And Yuno wants to get even with Xenon for what he did to the Golden Dawn squad. We can't forget that Xenon killed multiple members of the Golden Dawn squad and severely injured many others. In that moment, Nacht suddenly asks Yuno about his real identity. Nacht knows that a member of the Spade Kingdom's resistance movement, the faction inside the kingdom that is secretly fighting against the Dark Triad, recently came to the Spade Kingdom and made contact with Yuno. Nacht is of course talking about Ralph, and the fact that Nacht has this information really speaks to the fact that he is an excellent spy. I am sure that he possesses lots of intel that could end up being critically important for this upcoming mission. Yuno then publicly admits that he is the rightful prince of the Spade Kingdom, Yuno of the House Grinberial. The Magic Knight captains and Asta himself are shocked to learn this, and their reaction makes perfect sense, of course. But it's been so long since that Yuno identity reveal happened that I kind of forgot that most people still don't know this fact. Asta's reaction was particularly interesting, since he literally grew up with Yuno inside an orphanage in the Forsaken Realm. And now suddenly he learns that Yuno was actually a prince the whole time. That is pretty insane. Yuno says that Ralph was a servant to the former king of the Spade Kingdom, so he possesses crucial information about the royal palace that could end up being essential for the success of the mission. Yuno then goes on to say that beyond the fact that he is the true heir to the Spade Kingdom throne, it is also his duty as the Golden Dawn vice captain to try his best to save his captain, William Vengeance. Even though many powerful people in the Clover Kingdom lost faith in William after he allowed Patri to take over his body and wreak havoc upon the capital, Yuno explains that a major reason why William lost to Xenon was the fact that he was fighting Xenon while also doing his best to protect all the other members of the Golden Dawn. William felt guilty about what Patri had done, and so he felt obligated to protect all of his fellow Golden Dawn members, even though this took his focus away from the fight against Xenon. And that is a big part of the reason why Xenon came out on top and managed to capture William. As a result, Yuno feels indebted to William for protecting his life and the lives of many Golden Dawn members. And so Yuno is committed to rescuing William from the Dark Triad, even if that means risking his own life in the process. Yuno vows to prove that the Golden Dawn Knights are the strongest squad in the entire kingdom, and he vows to save William from the clutches of the Dark Triad. As Yuno speaks, his mana surges wildly, and we can see that Sylph is working on building up as much mana as possible so that they can ultimately defeat Xenon. I have to say that Yuno's claim that the Golden Dawn squad is the strongest is kind of total BS at this point. Now that we've met Nacht, there is absolutely no way that any squad can mess with the Black Bulls. But whatever, the Golden Dawn does still have more stars. Not that this actually means anything in terms of their raw strength, but moving on. Nacht notices Yuno's determination and his strength, and he declares that he doesn't hate Yuno. As we know, this is high praise coming from Nacht, since he claims to hate his own longtime friend and captain, Yami. Presumably, this means that Nacht will in fact allow Yuno and Sylph to accompany him and Asta on the mission to rescue the captains. For his part, Asta stays true to the essence of his character. Even though he is understandably shocked to learn that Yuno is actually a prince, Asta says that whether he is a prince of the Spade Kingdom or the vice captain of the Golden Dawn, Yuno is still Yuno. So, Asta will not treat his friend any differently. And I loved this little moment with Asta. This is honestly one of the reasons why I love Asta as a character. The way that Asta treats people doesn't depend on their social status or their family background. He treats everyone equally, and he treats everyone with respect, even when others fail to show him the same kind of respect. The only people that Asta loses his temper around are people who are genuinely evil and hurting others in some way. And so, the big mission will begin in 2 days' time, and Asta and Yuno vow to rescue their two captains together. The final battle of this epic saga is about to begin. Fugolian suggests that they should request cooperation from the Heart Kingdom, but the captains of the Clover Kingdom have been unable to reach the Heart Kingdom since the previous day. Nacht confirms that all 3 members of the Dark Triad were absent from the Spade Kingdom castle yesterday, which means that Vanica likely attacked the Heart Kingdom while Xenon and Dante were trying to secure William and Yami. Asta knows that his friends Noelle, Mimosa, Secret, and others are currently inside the Heart Kingdom, and so he shows genuine concern when he hears this. With Loro Pechica now kidnapped, I am not sure if anyone from the Heart Kingdom will be strong enough to join the Special Strike Force. But we'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, the final panels of the chapter suddenly take us to Noelle. As you will recall, we haven't actually seen Noelle since her big fight with Vanica. And the last time that we saw her, Vanica had just taken off with Loro Pechica and left Noelle and Mimosa to deal with one of her Dark Disciple explosions. The focus of the story then shifted back to the fight between Dante and Yami, and we didn't know what actually happened to Noelle. Was she hurt in the explosion? Was she safe? And what about Mimosa and Secret? It was actually a pretty major cliffhanger now that I think about it, although it's safe to assume that all of them survived, because these are not the type of characters who would just die off screen. Now, some 9 chapters later, we finally see Noelle again. She wakes up in an unknown place, and it's clear that she has been unconscious for some time. As she looks at her surroundings, she realizes that Patri and the other surviving elves are standing over her. And that is how this chapter ends, with the strong implication that the elves saved Noelle, and that the elves might now team up with the Clover Kingdom warriors in order to defeat the Dark Triad and their demons. This would actually make perfect sense. The Holy Sephiroth is the polar opposite of the unholy Qliphoth. So the elves and the apostles of Sephiroth in particular may hold some important secrets on how to ultimately stop the Tree of Qliphoth. I am definitely excited to see this secret mission get started, and the final battle of this saga is being built up in a big way. We are about to see Nacht with Yuno, Asta, and many other overpowered mages secretly infiltrating the Spade Kingdom and taking on the Dark Triad. We might even see Noelle and the elves joining in on the action, although we still don't know what happened to Noelle, Mimosa, and Secret between chapters 255 and now. What do you guys think? Are the elves about to join in the battle against the Dark Triad? And if so, what role do you think they are going to play? Is Noelle going to gain a major power-up that will allow her to join the mission as well and finally take on Vanica? And by the way, what happened to Mimosa and Secret? Definitely share your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more Black Clover content on the channel, please leave a like to let me know, it really does help. And if you happen to be new to Anime Uproar or you just haven't subscribed yet, make this the video that you subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications. Remember that you have to go through the trouble of hitting the bell and then selecting the option that says all. If you don't do that, YouTube is still gonna bury a lot of our videos even if you are subscribed. Feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Anime Uproar. I want to give a big thank you to all of our Anime Uproar patrons for making videos like this one possible. A very special thank you to Alpha Sigma, a disciple of Lord Twigo himself. And I can't forget all of our The One tier patrons, the ones who rise above all other clans, including Ingrata, Alolan Atom, The World, A Quiet Respect, Pate Heffa, Jonathan King, Brandon Aviles, Papa Smurf, Emperor Otaku, Thomas Jones, Kinmano, and Admirath. Finally, thank you to all of our Pro Hero tier patrons, including the one and only Gilgamesh, Nothing But a Fan, Jason Wilson, King Zeldris, Anatoly Kazatsky, Angel Cruz, Cricket XP, Joe Stanton, Very Gucci, Alicia Octor, Jessica Calafond, Hinokami and Water, Bonnie Parks, Rathuin Deora, Florian, Joni Garcia, Steelers, Deadly Saint, and Stern Hawkins. If you enjoy our videos and you feel that they provide value for you, consider supporting us on Patreon. Even a single $1 will give you access to our patron-exclusive Discord, and your name will appear in our videos along with these legendary people. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.